Hey, Nick.
Morning.
Morning. I don't see Coach Coop. Is he there yet? All right. Coach Coop, I think he might have a meeting, actually. So who thinks they have this down, how to run a huddle? Everyone?
No, I can't.
All right. Does anyone think they have down the tracking part, like how to run the platform side at the same, tracking the notes and the to-dos and all that stuff? Who thinks they have that down?
Nick raised his hand.
Sorry.
Do you think you have it, Nick? The tracking part, if I run the huddle, you think you have the tracking down?
I think I got it.
All right, sweet. Can you pull up the tracking? So pull up the overall. Are you able to get to all the avatars?
Yep.
Share screen.
You see that?
Yes, perfect. All right, excellent. Now, a few spot checks along the way here as we do that. So we'll jump in. I'll run this huddle, but remember, everyone should ultimately be able to get to the point where you can run this huddle. So starting next week, we're going to have you guys start running these. We'll choose someone for next week, but after that, we'll let you know in advance who's going to have that, so you'll be able to pick. And then after that, we'll just spot pick. So someone's going to have to jump in and say, I got it, right, to be able to run the coach huddle. And we're going to keep it a lot tighter today than we normally do because we got a lot of other stuff that we want to focus on around these mind scans and where we're going. So if I could also get a timer, is there someone here that can time for us? So we need a timer that can do 1 minute each. 1 minute each.
I'll do it.
Who's that?
I can do it. Demetra.
Was that Liz? Oh, Demetra. Okay,
Demetra.
Awesome. All right, Demetra. So we got 1 minute each. All right, and I'll do the coach, but I know Coach Coop, you just jumped in, so we're just rolling here quick. Feel free to jump in. And then Nick's going to run the platform side. I'm going to lead the coach part, and I said that next call we'll have someone else will start running it. All right, so let's start with our vision. Who's got the vision? Quick. What's the vision?
Sought after coach and consulting firm in the US by 2022.
Got it. All right. And then what's our mission? And we're going to shorten up the mission, so I'll give it to you this time. Normally we have that back end, which is important, but we shorten that a little bit just to keep it tighter, which is to bring relief and eliminate suffering in the workforce. Okay. Bring relief and eliminate suffering in the workforce. What's the VSI, value specific identity? Who has that down? Give me one of them. Quick.
Best in breed coaches.
Best in breed coaches. Great. What's the next one?
Clear ROI and clear ROV.
Right. And what's ROV, Mike? Return on value. Okay. So return on investment, return on value. We measure everything, right? Much different than most coaching firms have really nice, fun conversations, but do you measure success? Huge differentiator here versus other places. Okay. What's the third one? Quick. What is it?
Coaching.
Third one. What is it?
Above and below the waterline.
Yeah, above and below the waterline, right? We do the consulting above the waterline, how to build ideal clients, favorable introductions, segmentation, all these things you're going to start learning that are above the waterline, very measurable, clear, you can see them. But below the waterline are the bigger conversations. It's what sank the Titanic. It's what we couldn't see, not what we could see. Maybe some of you are familiar with the ocean liner that just recently, last week, tipped over sideways off the coast of Georgia that was traveling with 4,300 vehicles on board and tipped over sideways in the canal. Huge ocean liner, right? Not what they could see, it was what they couldn't see that sank them in the middle of the night at 2:32 a.m. All right, so now the first person who's going to start, and it's the coach, and we want to keep it to 1 minute. All right, so if your time is done, Demetra is going to call time, and you're done at that point. All right, so just use that as a learning experience because we're going to push it harder today. and stretch and really take the next level, right? So remember, coach is celebrations, personal business, keep it tight, right? What's the O? Opportunities in the future, right? You got it. Yeah. A is what?
Avatar health.
Avatar health, right? What's the C?
Commitment.
Commitments.
Yeah, right. What is CANI commitments? What is CANI? What does that mean? Nick?
Constant and never-ending improvement.
Constant and never-ending improvement, right? It comes from Kaizen. It comes from the Japanese word of to constantly improve. It's the reason that we sent over, Denning over after the war, right, to look at the automotive industry and help say, look, if you guys improve just a little bit every single day, every single week, you will dominate the industry. It's why Toyota and Nissan, all these, other industries, in the automotive industry started dominating what was happening in the States. And we saw what happened with Ford and Chevy and all these back, 10, 20 years ago. All right, cool. And what's the last one? H.
Help.
Help. All right, perfect. All right, who's going to start?
I'll start.
Okay, go for it, Sean. Timer, Dimitri, go.
So celebration. I had my first coaching call with my review with a real client, so could actually lead to business. Went extremely well. Got a follow up with him this week. That was pretty cool. And personally, I've been staring at my TRX hanging over my door, and I finally dusted it off, and I got back. That's just my own fitness stuff. So I'm happy about that. Opportunity. I have the opportunity to close this client on Tuesday. I have a huge proposal out for another new client. Waiting to hear back this week. And I feel pretty confident enough for having more client interactions and client reviews as opposed to getting friends and family to fill out the mind scan and go over it with them. My avatar health is weak, but I've been constantly improving. Last week, I think I did 20 reach outs. This week, and then we could probably get into the tracking. I plan on.
Okay, time. All right, good. All right, awesome, Sean. So opportunity to tighten it up a little bit more, but really good. So awesome. All right, next.
So if you're putting that in there, Nick, 25 reach outs this week and 5 reviews.
Okay, perfect.
The only help I need is I can't get to that screen where you see everybody. My doesn't take me there.
Yes, and I'll hit that at the end here. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Dimitra. Great job. Next. Quick, jump in. Go.
I'll go.
Okay.
Okay, who is that? I'm sorry, I can't see you. I don't hear your voice yet.
It was Dimitra, but somebody else said it too, so I wasn't sure.
Okay, Dimitra, go.
Okay, let me set my own timer. Okay, my celebration was I was able to have safe travels and got back to Charlotte safely on Friday. My opportunity is to figure out another way to reach out to people. I've been using LinkedIn ProFinder, but there's got to be a better way to prospect clients and actually reach out to them. My avatar health, I've been doing my reach outs, but I want to be able to get where I can close some clients. I haven't been able to do that yet. And I've been mostly talking to friends and family. So now it's time to actually keep pushing to get that I don't know, or people who have, businesses and things of that nature that I could possibly offer my services to. And my commitment is this week, I want to reach out to 25 people and, continue to push that initiative. And my help, I need help, of course, continuing to prospect and learning different innovative ways to do that. And that is it.
Okay, excellent. Good job in the time too. Nice job. Excellent. Boom. All right, next.
No, I'll go.
Okay, go ahead, Nick.
So my celebrations this week is great support from my entire team. Daniel and Mike have been awesome. That's really cool. Opportunities. I have a networking event to go to here locally on Wednesday, so interested to meet a bunch of people there. And also for my avatar health, not where I want it to be. Of course, there's always more we can do. But I do feel like I'm making progress and I'm starting to get a run rate of booking in mind scans, reviewing. I had a couple of opportunities last week which were pretty close. I feel like I've got a local guy who will definitely sign up probably this week. I'm excited about that. In terms of CANI commitments, I'm going to continue focusing on LinkedIn, reach out and connect with 400 new people. That should give me 10 or 20 opportunities to come back and take to the next step. And we'll do 10 targeted reach outs to people that I already talked to a little bit, and continue to upgrade and the tracker and make sure I get tighter on that. Help overall, I think I'm good. I'm going to continue to lead on my team.
Okay, good. All right, excellent. So excellent, just slightly over, great job. And then you got 400 reach outs on LinkedIn, right? Is that your commitment?
Correct.
Yep, perfect. Okay, awesome. All right, who's next?
I'll go. My celebrations, I have 3 speaking engagements set up in Trinidad. I leave out on Thursday. In regards to my opportunity, I've got a speaking engagement with CPCC. I've got a director over there that's very interested in knowing more about this and actually becoming a trainer himself or coach as well to integrate into the educational system. Avatar, I'm seeing improvements. I've just got to get into the groove better and really familiarize myself with the software better. In the reviews, I've conducted 3, and I've got another 7 that are committed this week to review with me. My CNAP got a master mind scan. And in regards to help, I definitely need to implement my dashboard. It's not quite running effectively, and I'll be in touch with Alicia to do that.
And Mike, what's measurable in terms of those commitments?
My commitments will be to complete 100 plus more commitments I have awaiting for me as well, and that's all per LinkedIn. And that's an understatement. I've got many more as well awaiting.
The commitment is to send out requests for 100?
I've got people waiting for.
Okay.
So I'll have it done today.
All right,
yeah.
send out 100. Yeah, good questions, Nick. We want to get specific on these commitments, and we're going to start tightening these up too, where we're going to have some fun things that we do if we don't reach our commitments from the previous week. Like an example we use a lot is if someone's a strong Republican or Democrat, they would write a check for $100 to the opposing party. And if they don't do what they said they do, we send a check in donating that money to the opposing party. All right. So we start finding fun ways to create a lot of pain to not reaching your commitment. Another thing we'll use is sing a song with the word love in it to the rest of the team if you don't do your commitment. All right. So this is where we're headed. So we're on the quick catching this. All right. So we'll have some fun with it, but we're going to really start getting these commitments. All right. So keep them specific. All right. Excellent. Thanks, Mike. Next. Who's next?
I'll go. This is Cindy. A big celebration to me was debriefing, reviewing mind scans. I did 5 of them. They went well. And now I know where I need to get better at that. Opportunities. I'm doing 10 more reach outs this week. Doesn't seem like a lot, but I've got a lot on my plate. So I want to put a number there that I can live with. So 10 reach outs. I'm doing 5 more reviews this week. The opportunities are, I want to package mind scans with coaching. And perhaps Rich, I talked to you more about that, but I think it's a wonderful way to get in there and then do a package. I like packages. Avatar Health is weak, but I'm working on it. The CNI is I want to study profiles, and if we could have like a session where we actually get in and study profiles, because I like the combination of it working together. Am I done? Is that okay, anyway, I have to get better on dashboard, and I need some help on the dashboard, and I'll reach out to someone from my team on that.
Okay, excellent, good, great job.
I heard a ding, and I didn't.
Awesome. It's okay to be done early. If you finish early, it's okay. That's a good thing. All right, so great job. You don't have to use all the time. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. All right, who's next?
I can go next.
Okay.
This is Al. So my celebrations is that I move forward with MindScan while working over 40 hours a week with other clients. Opportunities that I see are very good. Currently, I have 11 reach outs, 25 mind scans that I've sent out, 17 that have been taken, and 14 that I've completed the reviews on. So I think I'm doing well in that regard. Avatar Health, on your system, I don't show at all because I was only able to delete part of the tracking mechanism. And I've contacted Michael Frost, have yet to hear back when he can work with me. Alicia said she set up a special session for Tuesday afternoon that I'll call into. And I also have a call with Brian this afternoon. So hopefully amongst them, I can get started on putting the stuff into your system. So that's what I need help using the avatar and putting it into the system.
Okay, and what's your CNI commitment?
I think at this point, once I get on the system, I could do 10 reach outs. I could send out, 10 or 15 more reports, and depending on how quickly people take them, I could do the reviews.
Okay, good. So reach outs, and then you'll get your tracking data updated. Okay, good, excellent. Next.
This is Liz. I can go.
Okay.
Celebrating 3 things: a new coaching assignment, got set up in Zoho with Michael, and my latest article for Forbes sailed through editorial without any edits. My opportunities: I've got several new business meetings this week. Avatar Health is okay. I'm still not too sure how to read it, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
My Kanai, I want to do one more mind scan this week to complete the certification. I've got 9, I need 10, and I want to do 10 more reach outs, and actually with 5 requests for mind scans. And on the help is how to bill clients, and as well as know my avatar health better.
Okay, excellent, good, boom. Excellent. Hey, Coach Coop, if you just do me a favor, you know that email that we sent out that had everyone's tracking link in it?
Yep.
You could grab that possibly, and after we're done, we'll just hit that real fast to show people the tracking, and then we'll set up another call for that. It'd be helpful.
All right. Let me see if I can find it.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, excellent. Who's next?
I'll go. Daniel.
Okay.
Celebration. I got to share Christ with my daughter and her boyfriend. I moved to Panama City, Panama. I raised $15,000 from a major donor for the nonprofit. Opportunities, entire team coaching. I have 2 deals for entire team coaching. I've currently got 72 clients. This will take me up over 80. My all-time record was 79 clients, so I'm looking forward to that. Avatar Health is excellent. I'll read the book or the white paper on MindScan. Rich, I'm still waiting for that from you. Return of the LOI for Monday, Rich. I'm still waiting on that from you. I did not get the LOI back. I need a book on the subject of MindScan, or I need some type of white paper to learn this system. As far as help, I need help on that LOI. I need MindScan hard-coded edits because there's still typos in the hard-coded part of MindScan. I need to be set up on Zoho, and I need more training on the platform.
Okay, boom, awesome. All right, excellent. Thanks, Daniel. Next.
This is Myrna. I can go.
Okay.
So celebrations. I've done 12 MindScan reviews, including my first team review, so that was fun. Opportunities. I have 2 speaking engagements this week. My avatar health sucks, and I'm going to be in Alicia's class on Tuesday about that. My Can-I commitments are 30 outreach, 5 follow-up on people who've not taken the MindScan yet. And my help need is if someone wants to share their LinkedIn messaging, whatever they find that's successful, I'd love to piggyback on that.
Excellent. Okay, boom, nice.
Hey, Nick, would you share the messaging I shared with you?
Absolutely.
Cool. And I know Sean's got some stuff he was putting together on that also, so it's good. Good. All right.
This is Neil.
Anyone
I can
else?
go.
Okay, Neil.
Yep. Celebration with a nonprofit with Daniel Miller. I've got 2 donor appointments. That's pretty significant. Opportunities. I have 3 coaching clients that are wanting the MindScan. And Avatar Health, I need to update that. And so having that link will be very helpful. As far as help, I need to get on those Wednesday group calls, and we'll committed to do that. And then commitment is to give 3 MindScans and their reviews by the end of Friday.
Okay. 3 MindScan reviews and commitments by Friday, and then you're going to get on the team call, right? The triad?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. All right, great. Did I cover everyone? I think we did.
Yep.
All right, great. So timing-wise, it was 22 minutes, 34 seconds. Much better. Last week we were over 30 minutes. So keeping this tight and focused, and this will get easier and easier. Just like everything, right? Learning to walk was thousands of times. We fell down, tripped, stumbled. Yeah, we kept trying, and eventually we all mastered the art of walking. Same thing goes true with talking, driving, everything else, right? So this is around failing forward, but pushing the envelope. So awesome job, Nick. Nick, I think you have this down. All in favor of voting for Nick to run the next huddle, say aye.
Yeah, I got it down. He's the man.
All right. So Nick, great job on the platform, and I think you also had the right question. So you're if you're up for it to lead next week, good with that?
Yeah, great.
Okay, cool. All right, and then I know I'm super appreciative of Daniel. I did send the LOI out, Daniel. I maybe that didn't go through on that email. I sent it to the Pro Advisor Coach one at 8:04 a.m. on the 15th, but I will resend to make sure.
Yeah,
okay?
can you send to the solid leaders?
Yep. Okay. Yes, I will get that out. And then on the MindScan site, there is a white paper you can download from the resource section in the upper right-hand corner. You can click on that and it'll download a very large white paper on formal axiology. And if you search formal axiology on the internet, there are tons and tons and tons of validation studies, PDFs, books, tons of resources that you can pull from. So formal axiology, Dr. Robert S. Hartman. Again, just be careful because it's very deep.
Yeah, I've read stuff on that, Rich. I'm talking more about the interpretation of the graphs. Just
okay.
Need something where there's a book. And we need to actually do the book, and we need to have 50 graphs with an interpretation, so you can see 50 or even 100 graphs, and that's the whole book. It's like each set of graphs, and there's an interpretation of some analysis that is done.
Yeah, I need that as well, Daniel. Big time.
Yeah, actually, we have a good amount of them. So there's a PowerPoint presentation I'll get out to you guys that that we use for presentations, and it shows every example of, well, at least the common ones, of what they are and what that means, so you can actually study it. So we'll get that out. I think that'll be really helpful.
Awesome.
That'd be great.
We'll get that out. Okay, tracking data. Coop, were you able to by chance find that email or no?
No, I haven't found it.
Okay, does anyone else have that handy by chance? The email that had everyone's tracking data links listed in a row? Does anyone have that handy that we can grab real quick? I can probably grab it too, but it's like each person's link underneath. Let's ring a bell.
Yeah.
Right, and I said, here's everyone's link. It was like I think in the very first week that we sent that out. And it just had each person's name with a link next to it. And then to Sean's point, you said you can't pull up the full platform. So initially when we sent out everything, we did give everyone a user ID and a password to get into the platform like Nick was doing today. Then we backed up a little bit because it's too much early, right? Some of you maybe feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose. So we said, let's stick to the tracking data link only, which is a really powerful piece because the tracking data link only brings you to your dial, and that's it. So you're not seeing anything beyond that. And when we work with clients, we don't give anyone access to the platform at all except one administrator at the client side. And the platform was built that way because we needed to create simplicity out of the complexity. And so everyone on the team, all they get is the tracking link. That's it. And one person is the administrator on that team that can make changes and make adjustments. So when you have the tracking link, all you see is your dials. There's no login, there's no password, there's no navigation. You go right to your dials and that's it. And that was built that way very intentionally to create that simplicity. Okay. Did anyone else find that email just by chance?
Yeah, I got it.
Nick, you have it?
You want to see it?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, pull that up and we can just like click on one person. There you go. See, we sent this email out on 8/21, okay? And you can see everyone's names listed there and all the links underneath it, okay? So if you click on anyone here and you wanted to track, like here's Al, you gave that example, Al, and said, hey, I don't know how to do tracking.
Yep.
You click
I don't
on
see
your
anything
link.
on my screen other than the pictures of everybody on the right-hand side. In the middle, it just says, how easy was that?
Okay, that's the view in Zoom. So you want to, is there a little green box in the bottom that you want to click on something that expands your Zoom view? or hit a minus sign, but everyone else is seeing your dials up on the screen right now. And if you watch the recording, Al, you'll see those. So you may want to go through some of the tutorial on the Zoom itself, because we're seeing your dials right now. So it's just a function of how you're seeing your screen.
Yeah, see if you have a button on the bottom that looks like a movie camera. It should be blue.
Not seeing that.
All right.
I do see the dials. I can click on something and see the dials, and I see them pretty big, so I could kind of make them out. Yep. So
okay.
it's all,
and you may want to watch the review.
Filled in.
Okay. So this is, it's good we're going through this, because this is very common. The things we're going through happens with teams. All right. But taking the time to do isolated, we're going to focus on this, we're going to focus on that, we can end up jumping all over the place and not hit the bigger topics. Okay. And the normal thing would be to extend time, to go from an hour to an hour and a half. That's what we normally do. But you get a CEO or an executive that we're saying now we want an hour and a half instead of an hour, he's going to give you the big finger. Say, no way, right? This is what we committed to. We got to get stuff done fast, efficient, and on time, all right? So we can take this stuff offline, and we'll add some other calls through the week that Alicia's working on. So we're going to add one for tracking data. We're going to add one for MindScan certification. There's about 3 of you that have not passed MindScan cert yet. We're going to offer additional training during the week on top of what we've already done. Okay, we're going to have a tracking call on top of what we've already done on this call. And we'll offer some other ones like how to close deals, how to work with Zoho in the platform. So we'll do side meetings, not this one. Huddles are made to be tight, really efficient, and to the point, okay? We'll set other meetings up to do the other things that we need to focus on and those that need that join. Because otherwise we spend time on something like, how do I get my screen to work on Zoom? And everyone else is looking at their emails and their texts and thinking about their day and saying, I already know how to do that. Why am I wasting my time on this call? Right? And you'll start losing people. All right. So when you're doing huddles, it's got to be tight. It's got to be fast. And you got to be ready to set that temperature for the team. All right. Okay, good. So real quick, here's the tracking, Al. If you see this, so as an example, let's see, MindScan reviews. You said you did a few MindScan reviews, Al?
Yeah, I've done 14 MindScan reviews.
Okay, good. So if we're updating this, we just click on the tracking like Nick just did. Then he hits add a new row, and he would put in yeah, there you go. You can put 14 there, and then you can put a start and the end date. So you just click on the actual date. So you started that, let's say, you know, September 1st, whatever. Yeah, there you go. And through the 17th, and that's it. Boom, and you just hit save, and then you're all set. Okay, so that's how it updates. And now you see on this particular one there, Al, notice how your health of this, see the run rate at 60%?
Yeah.
So what that 60%, does anyone know what that means? What does run rate mean? We know what run rate means? So let's say that we need to run a mile in 4 minutes. And at 1/3 of the way, let's say half of the mile, we're through half of the mile running, and we're at 2 minutes, okay? So we're half the way through our run, a 4-minute mile, and we're running it at 2 minutes, all right? What would our run rate be?
4-minute mile.
100%.
Okay, our 4-minute mile is our goal. We're halfway through, and we're at 2 minutes. What would our run rate be?
100%.
100%, okay? 100%. So what the run rate is looking at is that if you were on track, what are you running at? So let's say that we're halfway through, and we're at halfway through our 4-minute mile, and we're at let's say we're at 3 minutes. Now we're all getting the math stuff, right?
We're at 125%, or no,
The other way, yeah.
Yeah, the other way.
Right, we're running behind, right? So you got it, because we should be at the halfway, we should be at 2 minutes, but we're at 3 minutes, right? So we'd be at 50% of goal at that point, okay? So when you look at run rates, it's saying, here's where I'm supposed to be running, here's where I actually am, and whatever that delta, it can be above or it can be beyond. And then the dials are taking all the run rates and looking at that together, and that's what gives you your avatar score. Okay, so we're taking complexity and making it simple. Okay, complexity and making it simple. It's a huge part of all of what we're doing, taking a lot of information and simplifying so you can turn the light on and get the result. Okay. Good. All right. So again, we'll set up some more. So be watching for that on some of these additional trainings that we'll start offering. And again, we'll get that PowerPoint out that has some additional help from the MindScan for those that haven't certified yet. Okay. All right. Real quick on the closing deals and where that goes. Huge shout out to Daniel because he's been pushing the crud out of me to step up to another level of what we offer. And many of you may have heard the term 100% scripted, 100% flexible. What is that? 100% scripted, 100% flexible. What does that mean?
Well, you have your plan, but you are going to go off your plan to meet the client's needs.
Absolutely, right? So it's 100% scripted. We have a plan, right? But we will make changes based on the people, based on you guys, based on the clients. We will make changes if it's the right changes. So a few things that Daniel's really pushed me on is that, hey, you know, someone starting out that's jumping in, whether a veteran or someone new, you know, we got to be able to manage their clients coming in. And Coach Coop and I had a big conversation about this last week. So one thing we definitely agreed on is that when you're bringing new clients in pre-contract, the payout will be at a 95%. Okay, so we'll run your credit cards, we'll do the billing, we'll do the 1099s, we'll do all that stuff that needs to be done. And we're going to do a payout at 95% of whatever happens in pre-contract. All right. So if you're using Zoho and you're putting in, you're going to have a turnkey system to do all your tracking and measuring. Now you're going to have, you'll have MindScan Access Unlimited. You'll have Zoho Access Unlimited. You'll have the billing unlimited. You'll have, you know, the resources within the team and the resource pool. As we go forward, you'll see more and more windows open up for you. But at least right now, what we're looking at is the initial pre-contract. It's almost like setting your handicap in golf, right? So in golf, you play some rounds and then you say, okay, you're a 5 handicap or you're a 10, right? And then that's where you get sort of set until you improve in the game. And so same thing here is your 90 days. What we're looking for is that in that 90-day period that you book at least $5,000 to advance to the next level of shadowing, joint work, and reverse shadowing, okay, which will be the next stage of where we go. You'll always have a choice through the process whether, hey, this is a good fit, or I just want to purchase MindScans one at a time, or I want to you know, just get the platform at a wholesale level. But during that 90-day, what we're looking for, at least for those that vet to the next level, is that you've booked at least $5,000, you've achieved your MindScan certification, and your avatar is at a 95% health during the 90-day period, okay? The payout will be 95% during that, and we can take care of all that back-end stuff for you. Now, we just implemented Zoho in the last 60 days, so no, we're working through that. Michael Frost is your Zoho guy. He's also your technology person that handles like email stuff. Michael Vines is the Pro Advisor drivers developer. Okay, so I know they have the same first names, so different. If there's things that you're stuck on in the week, please text me or email, like push on the envelope. It's okay to press, and if you're not getting what you need, it's your responsibility to own making sure you get what you need. Okay, so escalate it, text, call, whatever it takes to get it done. You have to really take that ownership of your success. Right? No one's going to do it for you. You have to really own that for who you are. Okay. Any questions on that? Because I want to shift over to MindScan and MindScan reviews. Okay. All right. So let's do some MindScan review pieces. So MindScan review and converting. All right. The script is in the platform. So in the upper right-hand corner, you can pull down the resource area and see the script that's in there. All right. So let's pick a couple people here to do a MindScan review and a conversion. All right. In fact, how about Coach Coop and I? We'll demo first. And Coop, which one you want to be, client or coach?
Oh, I'll be the client. Either one, but yeah, I'll be the
okay.
prospect.
Cool. And so you guys know, Coach Coop he's like the master of sales. I mean, this guy is so systemic and so process oriented. It's unbelievable. And he really understands the mechanics behind sales, right? I'm more like, I do this way one way, and then I do this another way. I tend to be more like a little bit more on the fly, honestly. And my style is not very duplicatable, right? Coach Coop's style is very trainable, very duplicatable. He's a master trainer with, Sandler, and really gets it, all right? So I'm sure he's going to be tough on me with me as a coach, but let's see if my flexibility prevails. All right. So let's go in with saying that Coach Coop is a high empathy in the mind scan with a low role awareness. Now, if that profile shows up and you guys see that high empathy, low role awareness, is that an ideal client that would most likely sign up, or no way they're going to sign up? What do you guys think? Just from that mind scan alone. High probability they'll sign up for coaching or low probability?
High.
Liz?
Hi.
Right.
High.
Very high. Okay. Why? Sean, why? Why high probability? Oh, you're still on mute. Demetra, why? Why high probability? Oh, go ahead, Sean. What?
So the low role awareness would show frustration in whatever it is they do. So they would desire help to raise that bias.
Yeah, so they're going to feel like they're not reaching their potential. And because the high empathy, they're going to be more about pleasing others than even themselves. They'll do more to make sure everyone else is okay than even themselves. All right. So the coach's side, if you ask for the order, most likely 99% of the time, they're going to move forward. Okay. Because they feel that. All right. So if we're doing this review, it's Coach Coop and I'm the coach. We're on the call. What do we start with? A little bit of what? What do we start with on the script? Rapport, right? So Coop, where are you living these days?
Oh yeah, I'm living in Western Massachusetts.
Oh man, kudos to you. Those Patriots are off the hook. Dang, what up with that?
Oh
That's
yeah,
unbelievable. Yeah, they're amazing, right? So we got rapport. Okay, what do I want to go to next? Wave the magic wand. So Coach Coop, tell me, what does the future look like for you? Like wave the magic wand 5 years from now, what would you like to see happen?
5 years from now? Well, let's see. 5 years from now, I'd like to see myself, let's say, semi-retired, working 3 days a week, but generating twice the revenue I'm doing now.
Okay, so gotcha. So working twice a week, semi-retired, generating twice the revenue. Excellent. What do you think might be stopping you from achieving that?
Stopping me from achieving that? I'm probably not asking for enough money when I'm selling.
Okay. Not asking for enough money. Okay. What else?
Yeah, I'm probably not prospecting enough.
Okay. Not asking for enough money, not prospecting enough. I'm just curious, if we kept doing that where we didn't ask for enough money and didn't prospect enough, what would that be like for you, say, a year from now?
Yeah, I'd be a little frustrated that things weren't improving.
Okay. Yeah. What would that be like? Like, now remember, I know this is off cue. I know he's high empathy, right? So what would that be like, with your family? Like, with you and Amy, right? I mean, if you're still working like you are and you guys aren't spending the time together, what would that be like when you're working all day and she's like, man, Brian, you're still working? I thought we were going to be semi-retired. What would that be like a year from now?
Yeah, I'd be a little disappointed that I was still doing that, because it's important that we spend time together, and we've got a lot of travel and things that we'd like to do and get done, and a lot of charitable things that we have in mind time to do.
Yeah, and I know you're really involved with the church too, and so maybe, if you weren't able to donate as much time at the prison, I know you work with a lot of people in the prison system and helping those guys, and man, you make a big impact there. If you didn't have that space to do that and travel with Amy, what would that be like?
Yeah, it'd be kind of more of the same. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't have enough time to deal with the people in the prison ministry. I'd love to spend more time there.
Yeah. So let's go 3 years in the future. What would it be like then? Kind of waking up in the morning and knowing that you got to kind of keep grinding, at the level you are, and you didn't have that space to travel with Amy and to dedicate your time to donate at the prison. What would that be like?
Yeah, that would, 3 years from now, if that was still going on, I'd be really frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if we were able to practice asking for money, like where it was so natural and so easy, like we tested it again and again and we role played and got to the point where you were able to ask for more and you were able to dedicate block time for prospecting, like actual time that you're blocking on the calendar to say, I'm going to prospect, you know, whatever it is. How much time do you think you need to prospect?
Yeah, probably not that much, but yeah, dedicated, so let's say 5 hours a week.
Okay. So if we were to do like 5 hours a week there and you got really proficient at asking for more money, what would that be like? Would that be a game changer?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And now, is that congruent, guys, when he says, I think so, yes or no?
No.
No.
I would define that more. Yeah. Get more defined.
Yeah. So, all right. So we got a little bit of there, right? We're getting there, right? Now, Coop's being a little tough here also. So now I'm switching more towards the solution side of it, right? So I say, okay, so if we were to ask for more, you had dedicated time, then what would happen? Would you spend more time? Like, where would you guys travel to?
Yeah, we would, good question. Yeah, we would travel, we haven't been to Europe in years. So, yeah, I would love to do a trip a year to Europe where we really get to explore some of the European culture and a lot of history, and I'm a history buff, so I just love all that stuff.
Wow, that'd be great. Good. And then what about in the prison system? How much time would you like to dedicate, or will you be dedicating there?
I'd love to spend at least a full day, maybe 2 days a week. When I was
Nice. Okay. Excellent. Good. So if we were to work together and do this, I'm going to pull up your mind scan here and kind of just fill you in real quick. So you have a really high empathy, right? So you care about people so much. And because you care so much, it might be tough sometimes to ask for more money because you're feeling so much of what they're feeling. But as we know with the like, the butterfly in the cocoon, right? Someone who cares a lot may say, I'm going to let that butterfly out of that cocoon because it's struggling so much and it's just pushing and struggling. I can see it struggling, and we cut the cocoon open, and what happens to the butterfly that's pressing so hard against the cocoon?
Nothing happens with the butterfly. It just it doesn't blossom. The color doesn't go in the wings.
Yeah. So because you care so much, you may not be okay at times of letting people experience some of the pain, some of the struggles that they need to go through in order to develop. And I think that you'd actually help people more by asking for more because they're going to be more committed and they're going to stretch more because of you asking for more. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
Okay. And by dedicating more time, right, around prospecting, you're going to reach more people. So you're going to have an even bigger impact overall with people by prospecting, right?
Yeah.
So I think, working together, and it's a AAA approach. So we follow awareness, action plan, achievement. So what we start with is the awareness. And the awareness is really a few tools that we have, like a 14-point discipline that looks at your business and what's happening and what we can do well, branding and some other things maybe we haven't talked about, a success questionnaire. So I want to spend a few calls on that specifically of where you are and where some of your team is. And then we're going to develop a plan, right, in the action plan. And then the achievement is where we actually play the game. So maybe we just start in this awareness phase of working together with, 6 calls over the next 6 weeks. And let's see how far we can get of really understanding what's happening there and getting this clarity of how much time you're going to prospect and how much, what happens with asking for more, but also some other things that we know are really important principles too. Maybe to start with 6 weeks and go for that and then see where we go from there. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, 6 weeks. That sounds reasonable. Then what happens?
Yeah, then 6 weeks we'll start there. And if things go well, which I'm sure they will, then the next part we'll do is we're going to build out a full plan. So then we'll say, okay, let's actually build this plan out, like an action plan of what's going to happen. And then we'll get your team involved and we'll kind of get, more resources around you so you can take it to the next level there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, and then we'll play the game, kind of the achievements, the last phase. But I think we just take it one step at a time. So the action plan itself, we can just start there, and for that would be 2,500 if we want to, start at that phase. How does that sound for you?
2,500 for 6 meetings?
Yeah, 6 weeks. We'll do 6 weeks on that, 1 call per week, and we'll specifically focus on what are the gaps between where you are, where you want to go, having that awareness, but also focusing in on these 2 parts that we already know are gaps, right? Which is, raising your rates and prospecting more.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, good. So how about next Tuesday at 3 o'clock? How does that work for you?
Yeah, that looks open. That's open.
Okay, Tuesday at 3. Let's plan on that. And then what's the address there? I think I have it here on your mind scan. It was 1237, blah, blah, blah. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, good. So 3 o'clock next Tuesday. And then what major credit card works best for you?
MasterCard.
Okay, and what's that number? Good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and have our office is going to get to you your login information for some intro things that I want you to do. And so this first part is really looking at, again, the gaps. So we're going to get you access to our platform, and it'll say prior to first call, and it'll show you exactly what to do. And one of those is a success questionnaire. One of those is the 14 core disciplines. So these are some of the things that we want to focus in on here early. And then when we get to our next call, we'll look at that in more depth. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, excellent. All right, I look forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Thoughts, comments? Now, it doesn't have to be AAA. We like the AAA. We think it works well. It's a good process, right? Doesn't have to be the 14 core disciplines. As we go forward, you'll learn more and more about that. It can be what it is for you, okay? So I'm just coming up with what works for me, but it can be your space of what it is for you too, all right? So you can learn the AAA over time. That'll be a lot more what we focus on in the next section of the shadowing, reverse shadowing, and joint work. But in this stage, make it what works for you around what you're selling, right? Or what you're adding value with.
Yeah, let's break down the process that they just saw. So what was the first step they saw in that interaction? What's the first thing Rich did?
Rapport.
Right, so you built rapport. All right, so on the personal level, all that stuff. And then once the rapport was built, what was the next thing?
Magic wand.
Magic wand question. All right, so
she's basically understanding needs.
Yeah. So projecting into the future, what does it look like? So we're doing that and getting some kind of description, and it's okay to ask follow-up questions and all that stuff to get that clear. So we get the magic wand question, then what happened?
Kind of agitated, seeking his outcomes,
right,
on your desires.
All right, so seeking the outcomes, and then we did get outcomes, and then also, so this person was high empathy. So high empathy people, what are they going to be motivated by?
Helping.
Right, so be motivated by people, helping people, etc. So you want to look at which of those 3 areas on the top of the mind scan, where's that circle or bubble, where's it the highest? That's what's going to motivate them. So if it's high practical, they're going to be motivated by getting more done in less time, kind of thing, right? If they're all the way on the right, they're going to be motivated by having a system to do things, or a better system to do things. In this case, he went for the people aspect of it and how I might help more people. So we gutted that. Then what happened?
There was a question about what was stopping.
Right.
What's in your way? What are your hurdles?
Yeah. So we've got where you are in the future, kind of where you are now, and then what's preventing you? What's getting in the way between where you are now and where you want to go? Right. So we're asking that question, and then people do talk about that.
You asked it more than once.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, twice. What about that? What about that?
Yeah. Also some what else? Because sometimes the first thing that comes out is not the real issue, or sometimes there are many issues. So it's usually about the third issue that's the real issue. But we want to get them all. What else? What else? What else? And then most of that stuff shows up in the mind scan. So then what did he do?
And what will it look like if you didn't do that?
Right.
Right.
So
the what if things don't improve.
Yeah, what things don't improve.
The pain and suffering.
Yeah, so
The futuristic pain and suffering.
Yep, we're trying to get pain and suffering. So where's the pain? Is there a pain point? Because if I'm not in pain, I'm not going to buy. If I am in pain, I'm going to buy. Again, think of it. Have you ever had a bad toothache? Right? Do you ever ask the dentist what it's going to cost to fix it? It's like, no, just do something, fix it, and fix it now. I don't want to wait 2 weeks. I'm not shopping dentists. Like, just fix it. All right. So we get some pain. What happens if it stays the same? Then what did he do?
Then you evaluate. If you don't deal with it, how will that affect you, your family, your employers?
Yeah, so you want to get, usually there's different levels of pain. There's surface level, and then we want to get below the surface to how that's really, especially high empathy.
In the short and long run, how will that affect you?
Yep, and other people if it's a high empathy person. All right, so, right, then what happens?
What if we could fix that?
Right.
Solution.
Right. What would that look like? Again, you kind of get that picture painted.
Yep.
So here's if we could fix that, and then what did he do?
If we were to work together.
Right. If we were to work together, and so then what's next?
You focus back on your profile.
Right. Back on the profile. All right. So again, the high empathy, and as far as asking for more money, right? High empathy people, they feel what everybody else feels. Might be hard for them to do. Again, he related it directly to my mind scan. And then how much depth did he go into on the mind scan?
Just surface. Just the surface. But he came up, he was confident with displaying a game plan, that we would have a game plan. And he didn't sell the whole thing. He said partially, let's evaluate and start with a partial game plan. And then, so it's not like you're kind of asking for an engagement versus a marriage is how I look at it.
Makes it real easy, right? AAA approach. What I tell people is, let's go with, what I'm going to ask you for, let's go month to month, but I'm going to ask you to verbally commit to 90 days to give it enough time to see if it works.
Right.
And if it's working, we'll just keep going. And if it's not working, I'm probably not having a great time either.
Right. In their mind, the risk is minimized by doing that approach.
Yeah. Minimize the risk. And then what did he do?
You still gave him hope that he was confident. We're going to go over your plan. We're going to send you additional paperwork we're prepared for these next 6 sessions.
Right. And then what did he do?
Credit card.
He asked for the credit card number, yeah.
Right. Well,
Show me the money.
He set the first meeting on the calendar. And then he said, well, which major credit card do you want to use? So the assumptive close there. All right. And then again, it makes it really easy. Make it easy for people. Make it low risk. All that kind of stuff. So again, it's 6 weeks. That's low risk. So all right, Rich, I'll turn it back to you.
Excellent. No, that's great. Great, Coop. All right. Any other questions, thoughts on that?
What about a corporation that is going to have billing?
What's that, Daniel?
If you're billing a company.
If we're going to invoice instead of credit card.
Oh yeah. I mean, then I'd say, great. Where do we, where do we get a PO done? How do we invoice? Yeah, I would just flip it to that. And sometimes that's a little bit of a process because we have agreements that typically would go in place, master service agreements, scope of work, things like that we have and we've been through, right? So we've jumped through a lot of hoops to sell an account like a Red Hat. There's a lot of things that have to happen to make that work. I mean, compliance and all kinds of stuff. So, but we've been through that and we have that. So yeah. Okay.
Rich, I imagine with the credit card, imagine with the billing them, you run into overdue invoices occasionally.
What do you mean? Like what?
Well, the credit card's better, but when you send an invoice, late payment may be an issue. Is that correct?
It can. I mean, we run that's the stuff that we take care of, right? So we're running the credit cards, we're following up the clients, so you don't have to deal with the billing stuff, right? Because we're handling that on our side. The way the comps work is that you're getting paid off of whatever's collected. So if something is running behind, we'll keep following up. I mean, I won't, but our team will to make sure we get everything, and we'll make sure, and then once that comes in, then that's how it gets paid out.
Right.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Anything else? So this would be a great thing to practice, right? So on your triad calls, and we ran out of time today, but we're going to do more and more of this as we go forward. So listen to this call, practice on your triads, be ready. So on the next call, so as a summary, we'll get out the MindScan graphs with what each one means, right? So you have some more information on there for those that need to do the MindScan cert. And then there was one more piece that, we're going to set up some of the training calls, so additional calls during the week that'll be available. And we'll record those so you can listen to them later if you need to, but we'll have those calls that are out there. One around tracking, one around MindScan cert, one around closing the deal so we can get some more of this practice in. And what else? Anything else in summary that we need to make sure we hit? All right. Show you guys something here real fast, sort of interesting. I was talking about what sank the Titanic is what was under the waterline. And I actually came out here to St. Simon to see this because I was so intrigued by what sank this. And I'll show you the actual ship. Let's see here. I'll just switch this real fast. All right, here we go. You guys see that ship out there?
Yeah.
That was carrying 4,300 vehicles, BMWs, Audis, everything, and could not see what was under the waterline. At just past 2 in the morning, it completely flipped over.
Wow.
Crazy, huh? You can look it up. It's on St. Simon Island, and I was just like, what? How can that happen? That's just like the Titanic. So, all right. So we'll end with that. And anything else anyone needs from anyone before we wrap up?
Yeah, I need a week. I need a week in that house. Where are you at, Rick?
That's one thing that's so nice, right? To be, I know, look at this setup. It's so cool. We are in St. Simon. So this is St. Simon's Island in Georgia, which is, you know what, as you guys know, our house blew up. Well, the house next door to us blew up, but they're destroying our house and rebuilding. So this is at least a place we're considering spending some time at right now. So we're just here for a few days, long weekend. We're headed back tomorrow. But yeah, it's a pretty nice setup. All right, you guys have a blessed week. There's Anna. Hey, Anna. All right.
See you, Rick.
So you guys have a blessed week. Practice, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.